All right, next thing we're going to talk about is Oppenheimer. I still haven't seen that movie. It is on my list. But guys, I'm doing a project for a church's graduation right now. I've got a film that I'm writing a script, our first feature-length film I'm writing a script for. We're about to resume shooting on a short that we started doing last year. Now that the seasons are changing, we've got the podcast here. John and I, my film partner, and I are talking about doing some other projects and podcasts and stuff. So, and then I've got some other side work that I'm doing along with my full-time job. So I don't get a lot of time to sit down and watch TV shows and movies all the time, even though I love to. So when I do, I try to watch 2 or 3 at a time, enjoy it, whatever. So Oppenheimer is definitely on that list, but it's one that I don't want to sit down and be disturbed while I watch it. I want to watch it all the way through, sound system on, really take it in. So it's definitely on my list of stuff to watch. But Oppenheimer did not get released in Japan originally, but it has now. So Reuters, Japan finally screens Oppenheimer with trigger warnings, unease, and everybody says this word different to me. It's either Hiroshima or Hiroshima. You be the judge. I'm not over there, so I don't know. So trigger warning. And obviously so. Look, I get it. It's probably great that they dropped the bombs, to be fair, to end the war. But it's sad when you think about the entire impact that it had, right? It's sad that we ever had to even get to that point. That's not what this segment's about. I'm not going to get into all that. We're going to read the article, though, because it is very fascinating, the fact that they even showed the film over there to me. I think that's very, very interesting. So Hiroshima/Hiroshima. March 29th says Best Picture winner Oppenheimer finally premiered in Japan on Friday, 8 months after a controversial grassroots marketing push and concerns about how its nuclear theme would be received in the only country to suffer atomic bombing. The biggest winner at this month's Academy Awards, the film directed by Christopher Nolan about U.S. physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer, who led the race to develop the atomic bomb, has grossed nearly $1 billion globally. But Japan had been left out of the worldwide screenings until now. Despite being a major market for Hollywood, nuclear blast devastated its western city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki to the south at the close of World War II, killing more than 200,000. Of course, this is an amazing film which deserves to win Academy Awards, said Hiroshima resident Kawai, 37, who gave only his family name. But the film also depicts the atomic bomb in a way that seems to praise it, and as a person with roots in Hiroshima, I find it difficult to watch. I'm going to go back and forth between Hiroshima and Hiroshima. That's fun. A big fan of Nolan's films, Kaiwa, a public servant, went to see Oppenheimer on opening day at a theater that is just a kilometer from the city's atomic bomb dome. Not sure this is a movie that Japanese people should make a special effort to watch, he added. Images on social media showed signs posted at the entrances to some Tokyo theaters, warning that the movie featured images of nuclear tests that could evoke the damage caused by the bombs. Let's see how much more we got. Another Hiroshima resident, Agami Kanagi, had mixed feelings upon finally watching the movie. The film was very worth watching, said the retired 65-year-old, but I felt very uncomfortable with a few scenes, such as the trial of Oppenheimer in the United States at the end. The film quickly became a global hit after opening in the United States last July, but many Japanese were offended by fan-created Barbenheimer online memes that linked it to the Barbie, a frothy blockbuster that opened around the same time. Universal Pictures initially left Japan off its global release schedule for Oppenheimer, eventually picked up by Bidder's End, a Japanese distributor of independent films. It was given a release date for after the Oscar award ceremony. It's probably very smart on that part. Speaking of Reuters, before the movie opened, atomic bomb survivor Teruko Yahara said she was eager to see it in hopes that it would reinvigorate the debate over nuclear weapons. Okay. Yahara, now 86, said she felt some empathy for the physicists behind the bomb. That sentiment was echoed by Rishu Kanemoto, a 19-year-old student who saw the film on Friday. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where the atomic bombs were dropped, are certainly the victims, Kanemoto said. But I think even though the inventor is one of the perpetrators, he's also the victim caught up in the war, he added, referring to the ill-starred physicist. I will say what's interesting here, and I dig it. What you'll often find is people who are the most traumatized in a situation, like this woman here who's a survivor, actually felt something for the man behind the bomb. That's amazing. When you hear about like families who've lost loved ones because someone had killed them, sometimes you'll see them in the courts praying for the murderer or forgiving the murderer. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. And it's awesome. You know, my wife works in finances. She can often tell people that between the people that are new money or inherited money versus people who have worked really, really hard to earn their money, it's a totally different a vibe that you get from those people. Some people feel entitled, and some people know that they worked their ass off to have everything they do, and they're grateful for it. And they're nice people. I can imagine that. So it's always interesting to see the level of empathy, kindness, forgiveness, and stuff in people that sometimes you would least expect it from. So closing out this segment, I'll say this. So the film, it grossed 379 million yen, which is roughly $2.5 million in its first 3 days. This is the highest grossing foreign film so far in 2024. It really killed it. Basically, unlike other films, this one didn't bomb overseas.
Stop it. Get some help.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip from the Morning Mayhem. Remember, this is just a portion of the full show that comes out every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you hadn't already, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the full shows or these tasty little nuggets.